not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
That doesn't exactly seem like a tough guy to me, but he says we'll make you pay. I don't know. But in the meantime, Joe is just shaking hands with the devil, giving the Taliban the names of American citizens, green card holders, Afghan allies, anybody who would be allowed in the militant-controlled perimeter of the Kabul airport, essentially a kill list. Head of Central Command, who's in charge of the Afghan operations, General McKenzie, says our military is working with the Taliban and sharing intelligence. I have never heard such a bad idea. Our panel here is to weigh in on this. Kash Patel, former DoD Chief of Staff and Senior Director for the Counterterrorism at National Security Council, and Christian Whiton. He is the senior advisor in the was a former advisor in the Trump administration. Welcome to both of you guys. I got to say, Kash, this is something that we have never really given a terrorist any type of intelligence to work with us on the very thing that they're trying to kill us for. Am I wrong?
I laugh, but I just don't know what to make of the absurdity of it. Look, I see you wearing your trident there, and you know what it means to serve. I mean, when you were in the operational field and you were running operations against war zone theaters and rescuing hostages, you didn't give away intelligence to the enemy. You didn't. Your commanders above you didn't say, "Hey, share with the guy to the left and right of you. Maybe they can help us." That's what happens when you have a commander-in-chief who doesn't plan for a securitized perimeter, who surrenders Bagram Airfield so we have no operations to lift in and out from. And so what you're left with is then a CENTCOM commander who is atrociously justifying the providing of intelligence and information about Americans to his enemy. Mm-hmm. I don't know how this general can still stand. He was the worst one with credibility in the Trump administration, and he's proven it today again.
Yeah, and Christian, this is the same thing to you. At no point have they ever showed us any trust. So I want to know, how do we get to the bottom of the fact, who's the dude who said give them this list?
Well, as Kash said, it's probably the combatant commander, the head of CENTCOM. All of these four-stars, so many of them are just four-star politicians who've been promoted for politics or God knows why, but certainly not their martial abilities, their ability to lead in a crisis, and we're seeing that. It'd be one thing to say to the Taliban, hey, when people approach this perimeter, we will tell you whether or not they should come in, or we will identify them somehow, a car, a license number, a way of dressing, something like that. Or better yet, we can go out and get our citizens ourselves. But the idea that you'd hand over a name of people who, as you point out, could be rounded up once this is all over, it's just unconscionably risky.
Yeah, and Kash, woe are the days of the diplomacy where, hey, like Christian just said, I mean, it was just like if you want to hold our people on our lines of demarcation because you're the Taliban and you have your own methodology, your own drivings for this. What about us just turning their entire checkpoint into a parking lot?
Exactly. I mean, look, we lost, as you know, we lost overhead air superiority the second we gave up Bagram. I don't even know how many lines of ISR were flying over country, but none of them are dropping ordnances and munitions on against ISIS-K, against Al-Qaeda or Taliban strongholds, which is what you need to do, as you know, to establish a perimeter. And tragically, what we're seeing is we're seeing the beginnings of a possible hostage situation scenario for American citizens in Afghanistan. And that's just not what we do. We don't text and call you and say, please come to us in a theater of war, which is what the White House is saying to people. No, we send you, our SEALs, our Special Forces operations, into theater with an established perimeter with a plan to go get our Americans. And we don't, and here's one thing that's just most troubling to me more than all. Mark Frerichs is an American hostage that's been held by the Taliban Haqqani network for 2 years, a former Navy officer. And instead of sharing information with the Taliban, maybe this administration can go get information to go get an American citizen home who's been held hostage for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, Christian, we listened to this over and over for the last few weeks. We're going to get every American out. Don't worry. But then Jen Psaki recently said this.
Is the U.S. guaranteeing that you will be able to get out?
I don't think we can guarantee, but what we can do is work toward, and this is what the president directed the Secretary of State to continue diplomatic efforts with international partners to secure means for third country nationals, Afghans with visas who may be eligible for our programs, of course, any American citizen who remains in country to leave the country even after the U.S. military presence ends.
Unsatisfactory. You go get Americans when they go on the world stage on behalf of you, no? Christian?
Yeah, and notice that she's conflating U.S. citizens with a much, much larger category of individual, not just people who helped the U.S. military when it was there, but even Afghans at risk, which is potentially a huge number of people. You know, this goes back, and you see this a lot at the State Department, but apparently it affects the military too, at least the top brass, which is, you know, they prioritize their empire building, their nation building, playing cowboys and Indians, and the first thing they should do, their first responsibility, which is protecting U.S. citizens, you know, is just one of many tasks, and it's pretty far down the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking to me. Kash, Patel, Christian Whiton, I thank you for being here again. Wish it was under better circumstances.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.